Fitness fury. How my wife's gym obsession led to a divorce disaster, and my sweet revenge. My life was ordinary, predictable, maybe even a little boring. I, Alex, 38, worked as an IT tech for a local firm. My wife, Sarah, was a graphic designer. We'd built a comfortable life over 10 years together, 7 of them as husband and wife. Dinners, movies, the occasional weekend getaway. We were fine, or so I thought. Then, Sarah decided to transform herself. It began innocently enough. A fancy new gym opened downtown, offering state-of-the-art equipment and personalized coaching. Sarah signed up, embracing a strict diet and relentless workout schedule. Initially, I cheered her on. I was proud of her dedication and the obvious results. She shed weight, sculpted her body, and soon, designer clothes replaced her usual casual wear. But with each passing week, Sarah changed. The supportive partner I knew morphed into a condescending critic. Subtle jabs became overt insults. If I'd only focused on myself sooner, I could have achieved so much more, she'd sneer. Or, not everyone settles for mediocrity so young. I brushed it off, hoping it was a phase, a temporary side effect of her newfound confidence. However, the tension in our home grew thicker, more suffocating. She scrutinized my appearance, belittled my career, and even mocked the way I did the dishes. The bomb dropped one Tuesday morning. Sarah, sipping her kale smoothie, announced, "I'm not happy, Alex. I need to explore other options." My world tilted. What options? I managed to stammer. "Divorce," she declared, as if ordering a coffee. "I've outgrown this marriage. Look at me now. I have a whole world waiting, and I'm stuck with you." The sheer audacity of her words left me reeling. She acted as though our shared history, our years of love and laughter, were nothing more than a launch pad for her upgraded existence. Anger surged through me, hot and bitter, but I forced myself to remain calm. "If that's what you truly want, Sarah," I said evenly, "then do what you must." The following week, the official notice arrived. Divorce papers, served with icy efficiency by her lawyer. She wanted a quick, uncontested split, and a ridiculously generous settlement. The house, a significant portion of my savings and alimony, despite her stable job and healthy income. Pure unadulterated greed. My lawyer, a seasoned veteran named Ms. Davies, advised me, "We can negotiate, Alex, but be prepared. She's clearly trying to leverage her new image to bleed you dry." That's when the switch flipped inside me. I refused to be a victim, a doormat for her self-serving ambition. I would fight back, not with fury, but with cold, calculated precision. If Sarah thought her sculpted body entitled her to discard me and profit from my hard work, she was about to learn a harsh lesson. Mediation was a disaster. Sarah, radiating smugness in a designer dress, couldn't resist making snide remarks about my dowdy, appearance, and lack of ambition. She insinuated I'd held her back, stifled her potential. I maintained my composure, refusing to engage in her petty games, and flatly rejected her outrageous demands. Behind the scenes, I started gathering evidence. Bank statements, financial records, even text messages where Sarah bragged to a friend about trading up in life. I documented everything, building a solid case. As the trial loomed, I discovered something that fueled my resolve even further. Sarah was having an affair. A hotshot personal trainer from her gym, a smooth-talking charmer who seemed to worship her newly toned physique. They were flaunting their relationship publicly, parading around town as if they were the perfect couple. The news hit me harder than I expected, not because I still loved her, but because of the depth of her betrayal. Ms. Davies filed a motion for a fair division of assets, highlighting Sarah's financial independence and her increasingly ludicrous claims that I had somehow sabotaged her success. We presented evidence of her high earnings, her side consulting work, and even old emails where she praised my stability and unwavering support. Then came the real bombshell. Sarah, in a desperate attempt to squeeze more money out of me, made a reckless move. She ran up a significant bill on a joint credit card, a spa weekend, designer clothes, the works. I immediately disputed the charges and reported it to my lawyer. It was a blatant act of financial manipulation, and it solidified my determination to fight her to the bitter end. Court day arrived, charged with tension. Sarah, dressed to kill, sat opposite me, radiating confidence. I focused on the facts, the evidence, the truth. Her lawyer painted a sob story about her personal growth, her stifled potential, and her need for financial compensation to move forward. He portrayed me as a complacent, unambitious husband who couldn't keep up with her new, improved self. Then Ms. Davies unleashed our arsenal. Financial documents exposed Sarah's lavish spending spree, her attempts to max out the joint credit card. Text messages revealed her callous plan to upgrade her life. Character witnesses, friends who had seen firsthand my unwavering support for Sarah's fitness journey, testified that I had never hindered her progress. The turning point came during Sarah's cross-examination. Ms. Davies, with surgical precision, dismantled her claims of being held back. Did I ever stop her from going to the gym? No. Did I ever prevent her from advancing her career? No. Then Ms. Davies dropped the bomb. Ms. Johnson, she said, her voice calm and steady. Isn't it true that you have discussed marriage with Mr. Blake from your gym? Sarah paled. Her lawyers sputtered objections, but the damage was done. Ms. Davies presented a sworn affidavit from Blake's lawyer confirming the discussions and hinting at a financial motive. Blake believed Sarah would secure a significant settlement from the divorce, funding their future together. The courtroom gasped. Sarah's carefully constructed facade of victimhood crumbled before our eyes. The judge, visibly disgusted by Sarah's manipulative behavior, delivered his verdict. The house would be split evenly. No alimony. Sarah was ordered to reimburse me for the fraudulent credit card charges. He rebuked her for her entitled attitude and her blatant attempt to profit from the divorce. After the hearing, Sarah approached me, tears streaming down her face. Alex, I never wanted it to end like this, she sobbed. I made a mistake. Can we talk? Maybe we can still work things out. I looked at her, devoid of anger or bitterness. You filed for divorce, Sarah. You said you could do better. The judge has spoken. I gave you loyalty and respect, and you threw it away. She reached for my hand, but I stepped back. What's done is done. Please, Alex, she begged. I'll drop the divorce. We can fix this. I shook my head, a faint smile playing on my lips. I'm not interested. You show me who you really are when you thought you were on top. I turned and walked away, leaving her to face the consequences of her choices. Sarah's new boyfriend vanished as soon as he realized she wasn't bringing a windfall. She ended up alone, stripped of her arrogance and entitlement. As for me, I sold the house, using my share of the equity to start fresh. I moved to a smaller apartment closer to the city, focusing on my career and my own well-being. I learned a valuable lesson. True transformation comes from within, not from a gym membership or a designer wardrobe. Months later, I ran into an old colleague of Sarah's. He told me she had been fired from her job due to poor performance and her now infamous reputation. She had gained back all the weight and was working as a cashier at a local grocery store. It wasn't the ending I expected, but the wheel of karma had spun to the best conclusion. But the story doesn't end there. One day, while grabbing lunch near my office, I saw Sarah. She looked haggard, her designer clothes replaced with a worn uniform, her face etched with regret. But something was different. She was helping an elderly woman struggling with her groceries, and she smiled warmly. I watched for a moment, a strange mix of pity and something else stirring within me. As she turned to head back inside, our eyes met. A flicker of recognition, then shame, crossed her face. She quickly averted her gaze. But then, she did something unexpected. She stopped, took a deep breath, and looked directly at me. Alex, she said, her voice barely a whisper, I was wrong. I am truly sorry. Esther the hair, stunned. For the first time since this whole nightmare began, I saw a glimmer of the woman I had once loved. A woman buried beneath layers of ego and ambition. A tiny smile touched my lips. Thank you, Sarah, I said softly. I appreciate that. I walked away, leaving her standing there, not with triumph, but with a strange sense of peace. I finally understood that true justice wasn't about revenge or punishment, but about seeing someone take responsibility for their actions and find their way back to themselves. And in that moment, I realized that I, too, was finally free. I'm starting to go to the gym again myself. I decided to start training. Maybe I'll meet someone new,